Welcome, everybody, to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast made for GMs who don't nickel and dime their players at every fucking opportunity they get.
Amen. Abso-fucking-lutely. No. We don't do that here.
Although...
Oh, Jesus. Although...
If I'm being if I'm in a particular dickish mood, I'll kind of go, how much gold have you got? 29? Ah, sorry, it's 30.
No, don't be a dick to your players.
It's fun.
Don't be a dick.
It's absolutely fun.
I'm trying to think if I've ever even had my players buy anything. Hold up. I don't think I don't think I've had a single, like, shopping spree episode.
I try not to, but sometimes it's just kind of bled out, and it's like, oh, I guess we're doing this now. Because you've got the players that in between, like a bunch of players that in between sessions haven't done fuck all. And they'll be like, oh no, I want to go into town and buy this. Like, okay, I'm just going to bring up a browser and watch YouTube videos while you ask me the occasional price on shit.
My player might be calling me out a little bit. He's just like, we haven't gotten any money. I'm sorry. You're busy saving the world, not doing, like, hot jobs. Whatever.
The next game I run, even if it is more tactical and micromanaged, I'm going to avoid the shopping as much as possible. I was looking at Suede, and there is an optional rule where the players don't have monetary wealth, as it were. They have wealth represented by a dice size. So it starts out at D6. If they make a big purchase, roll a D6. If it succeeds, they get the purchase. If it fails, they don't.
I feel like I just saw something powered by Suede, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting, but I can't remember what it was. That was a good talk right there. But no,
that was really informative.
I can
feel the people listening to us kind of going, okay. Well,
let's be honest. If the people have been listening to us consistently, they understand that is a prime Atlas situation. They're used to it.
Except for that new listener that we're trying to capture.
Then welcome.
They've just come along
to the show. English is hard. I'm very bad at it.
They've just come along and they've kind of gone, oh, this looks like a really interesting tidbit. And no, it was not.
No, it was literally, I saw a thing once.
Okay. I saw a thing once, and that's it. That's the end of that fucking story, because apparently we do not give out any information whatsoever.
Oh my God. The problem is, like, my players are on such an epic quest and they're kind of sort of, I don't say leaders of the town that they're staying in, but they are the stand-in militia. So, like, they need something, they get it. Like, they're not bullies, but it's kind of like they don't have to pay for where they're staying. They've been taken in by the townspeople. They don't have to pay for their meals. Like, they're constantly like, oh, we need to go somewhere. Okay, well, they're gonna make sure the horses are so it's not level 2 adventurers. We're going out on some place we don't know. But also, my campaign takes place in a very post-apocalyptic fantasy setting. So there's not a lot of cities that they run into. It's more like haunted forests and like. They're actually headed to the Hallowed Peaks tonight, which will be interesting because that's, it's good stuff.
I mean, to be fair, even in my Pathfinder games, after level 1, it's like I can't be fucked charging you for an inn or a meal or anything like that. It's just, how much have you got? Yeah, you fucking got it.
I have a GM that I'm in a game in right now who I love his brain for, like, putting in the effort and the dedication to this. But as a fellow GM, I watch him and I go, what? He literally has, like, a binder of room rates, meal prices, meal descriptions. So when we go into the inn, he's like, oh, this is what we have. And it's so immersive. On one hand, I'm like, okay, I lost myself in the game because I'm like, oh, what do I want to eat? But on the other hand, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, as a GM, I would never put that much effort into something. So,
I mean, yeah, that's the sort of thing that I start out with.
Yeah. It was
and after, like, I've done it 3 times, it's like, you get the fucking gist.
Yep, you got meat, potatoes, or stew. Which one you want?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What do you want? Fish and chips? Yeah, they got fish and chips. Fuck it.
Well, it's fine.
I don't give a shit. How much does it cost? Gold. That's
I was
expensive.
craving fish and chips
There
the
you
other
go.
day, really bad.
I had some the other day.
And what's funny is I even said that. Like,
I-
I wanted fish and French fries, but my brain was like, I want fish and chips. And they're like,
Yeah, you get
chips?
fish
like,
and
but
French
like
fries.
English version. Like, I want.
It's too much alliteration to sound appealing.
It really is.
Honestly, it's a weird thing. It's the same, essentially the same dish, but the whole fish and French fries, it doesn't sound right.
Fish and French fries, to me, even just saying it, fish and French fries, is the same thing as someone saying, I'm a sushi chef. I hate that title. Like, just
sushi chef.
Sushi chef. See,
I now know why you hate it.
it's horrible.
Because you can't fucking say it.
Oh.
Because you struggle with English.
I do struggle with English, but not as bad as this player in the chat. Stefan just said he was in a game where the DM got so frustrated with one of the players asking for details about each meal that the last meal we had, we started eating, and he said, okay, make 40 con saves.
I mean, that's one way of doing it.
That's fair. That's fair. Con saves are a fun thing to throw in game. Like, I love when someone will just throw in a con save at me, and it throws me off guard. It's like, why? Oh, okay.
I like to ask for saves that mean nothing.
Oh, you're one of those.
I get bored. I get bored.
You get bored at your own game?
I get bored, and it's just like, do me a favor, just roll a will save, and you just see the panic. Okay, 17, and you just go,
yeah,
and you carry on, and then just move along, and then just leave it at that, and just let them stew with that for the entire game. It's fucking funny.
I do the roll, like, my players will be doing something and I'll look at my phone and start rolling stuff. And one of my players sits right next to me. She can't see it in my notes, but she sits right next to me. So I start rolling and I see her do this number or the side eye where she's just like, what was that? What was that? It's nothing. Well, literally nothing. Megan, if you're watching this, I never roll for any reason.
Well, like, player paranoia is a good segue because it gets me onto our gaming this week.
Oh, okay. What'd you do?
Well, Wednesday was Delta Green Day.
Mm-hmm.
Which was phenomenal. I loved every second about it. And the reason I loved it is because very little happened in the whole unnatural sense, which made the players extra paranoid. So the players are investigating a psychiatric facility. And not only is everyone at the psychiatric facility, to a certain extent, clued up on the existence of Delta Green because it is a Delta Green friendly facility.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's really helpful. So they've kind of come in, and my players are used to being on guard. They're used to kind of being right. What's ready to drop, and it was fun for me for just to kind of go, hi, yeah, are you here to see Dr. Dallum? Yeah, straight on through. And they went, and I could see them twitching.
I don't even play in your game, and I was like, hold up.
And, they met the nurse, and the nurse is all, hey, if there's anything you need, just let me know. No. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Do you want to see patient records? Do you want to see this? Do you want to see that? I'll take you there. No. And I could see them twitching and just kind of going, something's off. So now, whether they're right or not, I can't say because spoilers. But it is fucking funny just to watch the paranoia. It's great.
That's like when I played, it's not TTRPG, but Alan Wake.
Yeah. I'm familiar. I never played
it. I was violent. I recorded it. I never posted it, and there's a reason. But I recorded myself playing it, and everyone's dying laughing while they're watching me play this game because the paranoia, I'd walk around the corner. I'm like, who is that fucker? Who is that? And they're like, it's not important. It's not an NPC. I'm like, but they walked in front of my screen purposely. That means they had to be important. And I was like, the goddamn birds.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the aspect of just, there was an unnatural thing that happened at the end.
Oh.
Which kind of sent them in the right direction. But that was the closing scene. That was, okay, we're going to pick this up next week. But the entire session, it was all, helpful. It was all,
Oh.
and it was great fun.
Uh,
So then Thursday we had Pathfinder with Abomination Vaults,
okay.
which was good. Especially because I completely ignored. I got bored and ignored a combat. We did a combat. It was great. People survived. They moved on. Then another combat, and it was like, you know what? Roll a d100 and let's see how much percentage you've got of your hit points when this combat's over, and just tell me what happens. And the players fucking loved it.
That's good. That's fantastic.
The players were like, yeah, I do this and I cast this spell and this happens and we collude and we act as a team. And it was like, yeah, great. That's exactly what happens. You kill them.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a little bothered. Like, it's starting to actually make me a little paranoid now how similar you and Connell seem to want to play your characters for completely different reasons, mind you, right? You're bored of combat, so you're like, F it. His character is built in the way of like, oh, combat, I'm gonna disappear till it's safe again. So he does all this stealthy looting, like
Luthie. Stealthy Luthie.
Stealthy Luthie.
Stealthy Luthie, lefty, righty, or whatever.
Like, I think for 3 whole games, for every combat, he was just in the shadows doing shit.
Can I just write down Stealthy Luthie?
Yes,
because that's gonna be the show title.
Stealthy Luthie. That needs to be like I don't know, like a title of something. I don't know.
I did try and say it, but I fucked it up. It was Stealthy Luthie, righty, tighty, but
no,
which that's going to be the episode. I did mess it up, but it was kind of lost between your mess up. So
I mean, was mine a mess up or was mine an improvement?
No, yours was a mess up.
No, I make English better.
You fucked up.
I make English gooder.
So what is it? Stealthy Luthie. I don't know how the fuck I'm just Luthie.
Chili or Alan. I don't know what he prefers. I just always call him Chili. In the chat it says Stealthy Luthie sounds like a manga title or manga title. It's not wrong.
All right, Stealthy Luthie, righty tighty. That is the episode title for tonight.
Stealthy Luthie. I need to do something with that now.
Chat is really active today. Chat is fantastic.
Chat is on fire. Kudos to
guys,
chat.
how's it going? Just a quick hello to everyone in the chat. We love you.
Fantastic.
Keep those comments going.
Yeah,
we will pick them up as and when. Atlas is normally more focused on the chat.
I am. It is a straight up LMNOP thing. Like, I will be talking to you, everything's fine, and movement out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what? Shiny?
Yeah,
Shiny.
For me, I'm normally focusing on stuff like levels.
Yeah, he's like, make sure Atlas's laugh doesn't burst everybody's eardrums.
Yeah, basically, it's just like, okay, we're gonna knock her down her down a tiny bit. Yeah, just.
Oh, so that's what you played. You played. I almost said Pacific Rim.
So we also did a Pathfinder game on Monday. This time I'm playing in a Pathfinder game, GM'd by the amazing Mistress Winter.
Okay.
I've had a ton of fun. It was great. It's a homebrew world, homebrew story. And it's great. It's myself, Chris, and Misfit Playland, who's been on the show.
Awesome.
Who's been on the channel. She was on the Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just such a good fucking laugh.
Good.
I'm playing a very straight-laced character, which is always a bit of a struggle for me.
I was about to say, how's that going?
It's going all right. It is going all right. I do have to break character every now and again to just kind of release like the fucking stress of not telling jokes.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, I'm very prim and very proper.
I played one straight-laced serious character once. I don't think I could ever do it again to that drastic measure. It was hard. Imagine Spock, homicidal Spock, okay? DNA like spliced with a shark in order to be like a Black Ops thing.
I imagine this is a Mutants and Masterminds game.
No, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm spacing out on what the game was. Connell, help me out in the chat. Put it in there. But anyways, I played an alien who was she was a race that was basically like engineered to be
Savage Worlds.
Thank you. Savage Worlds are so good. But I had to play her so straight faced that like I had to pregame my pregame. Like because if I smiled or laughed once in game, I couldn't get back into the serious role. Like I had to hold it the whole time. And it was hard. I don't think I can do it again. Like I can do serious characters, but that level of just deadpan was so hard for me. Oh.
I'm not too bad with that. The only thing is that the times that I'm in character and the times I'm out of character become sort of more intertwined.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be able to do the whole session as this straight-laced character
It was
because
hard.
I've just got too many impulses to cause
Same.
chaos.
Same. Yeah. And now I'm really good at slipping in and out of character, but that one character specifically, I had such a hard time getting into that like mindset that if I broke it, it was gone. Like no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too bad with it, but yeah, like I say, we were just constantly breaking character for
Yeah.
shits and giggles.
I
But
love that. We did that last night.
I am playing a monk for the first time though,
Oh, how are you
which
liking
is
it? I hated
uh
Monk.
not a traditional monk.
Okay.
That they are a monk with the monistic archer stance.
Okay.
So all their monk abilities they can do with a bow and arrow.
Okay, that's kind of cool actually.
And honestly, it's really cool because obviously in Pathfinder, you've got your 3 actions, but with the monk, you get an extra because you've flurry of blows. So it gives you an extra action effectively.
Yeah.
And just having that versatility of, oh, I can do this now.
Mm,
It is good. It's still Pathfinder, which isn't ideal, but
yeah.
I'm enjoying it. It's all about the table you're at as
It
opposed to
really does.
the
That's
system you're
like
playing.
it's so important to
Except for
note
5e, of
that.
course.
Oh, get the fuck over it, man. My 5e is amazing. I don't know about everybody else's 5e, but mine is
I
amazing.
I just can't resist. I can't resist it.
You'd have spasms if you ever did.
I do. It honestly is like a compulsion. You know, just sat there and just got the impulse to go 5e shit.
I still see the short from last week's episode where he was like, I don't remember, it was mechanic or something. You're like, oh, I liked this from fight. And I was like, I had nothing to say. I was going, huh.
I'm on it. I give
I
credit
think
where
hell
credit
just
is
froze
due.
over.
Credit
Yeah.
is credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Advantage is the thing about that system. The only thing about that system which I give any credit for
And
whatsoever.
thank God for Advantage because I played some Tales of the Valiant last night. Finally, got to play Tales of the Valiant. I was kicking ass. Left, right, and sideways. It was awesome.
Yeah, I fell out with Kobold Press over Tales of the Valiant.
I've never played it. I've wanted to play it just because like I there's so many systems I want to play. Like people have their own opinions on them, that's cool, but I don't have my own opinion of it. And our very own Darth Oldius, Rob, he was like, "Hey, I want to run a game for you guys." I'm like, cool. So during our normal hangout Saturday session, we had a gaming session, which we're gonna have to be doing a whole bunch more of that. And it was fun. It was so fun. We were laughing our heads off. Like poor Rob. I warned him. I was like, listen, I am different as a player than I am as a host, and I'm different than a player than I am as a GM. Like it was fun though. But I get you. We were laughing the whole time in and out of character because we couldn't keep straight face through anything. But it was fun. It was a good time. I played a rogue for the first time. That was an experience. I don't think I did any combat rolls. I grappled once, and then the rest of the time I just hid and did shit. It was fun.
I mean,
And did shit.
to be honest, I really shouldn't be against Kobold Press considering I'm in one of their books.
I mean, yeah, that's
I gotta kind of play for the home team here. But yeah, I mean, I've got the books, I've got them here, and it's too 5e.
Oh,
It's too near to 5e for me to get any enjoyment out of it whatsoever. But I'm in the book, so I'm in the book. I've got the books. I may change my stance at some point and go, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna run some Tov.
Oh, there you go.
But no, it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
It was an experience last night. I don't think there was anything for me to be like, oh, Tales of the Valiant, it's so cool, it's so good, it's so different. It was just fun. Like it was, but I don't even think it's like the system was like, oh, that's such a great system. It was just like you said earlier, it's the table you're at. Like,
yeah,
it
100%.
was so much fun. We had a Canadian paladin. Okay, for which, what the hell? We had a
Oh.
ugly, geeky, nerdy elf. I
Mhm.
use the term ugly. I probably shouldn't, but he was literally in and out of character just to piss us all off. We would say something and the elf character would be like, actually, I'm like, motherfucker. Like, stop it. Like, that's such a big like for me. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Good.
of
I'm
fun.
glad you guys enjoyed it.
Mm.
So speaking of systems,
Mm-hmm.
last week I asked people to send us in lesser known tabletop role
Yup.
playing games that they
Mhm.
feel deserve more love.
Yeah.
Got quite a few answers, so we're just gonna kind of go through them here. A lot of these are new to me, and I would have to do a serious amount of googling.
Yeah.
But first of all, we've got that gamer Ajax, who says, I'll always be an advocate for Veil of the Void and Emberwind. They're both fantastic in their own regards, but Veil was my first system outside of D&D, and I still adore how it handles leveling up skills through using them rather than static bonuses, which
Mm.
that sounds appealing to me.
Yeah.
That the leveling up the skills through use definitely sounds something I'd be interested in. Vulpinoid says a fun little system that's basically Judge Dredd with the serial numbers filed off, and it's called The Law. And it is by Vulpinoid Studio, so they have kind of snuck in their own system there, which is absolutely fine.
How much serial filing has gone on there? I'm sorry.
I've not really
Judge to the Law. I'm like, that's.
I've not really looked it up, but I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if it's someone who is a fan of Judge Dredd and you know,
Which
they've wanted to do a legally distinct Judge Dredd game.
To be,
Why not call it The Law? Fuck it.
I can't give them a hard time too much because I'm designing a setting, not a system, that's very similar to the Netflix show Bright, but I'm totally calling it dark.
Okay. You're gonna call it Shiny.
Yeah, shiny, illuminated,
Illuminated.
aluminium.
All right, so our very own Connell. He's got two answers for us for very different reasons. One, West End Games' old D6 system. It used to be very popular, but now it's a relic many people haven't experienced. It did everything from Star Wars to Men in Black, an older workhorse design. And second, Arc Dreams won Roll Engine, powered a couple of games, create a pool of D10 and look for matches. The height, value, determined how well you did, and the width, which is the number of matches, determined how quick it happened. I think about this one a lot. That does seem interesting because it is similar to something that I'm kind of designing. Just a system that I'm wanting to do.
So could you say that it's better to have girthy rolls?
Girthy rolls are always better, yes. I mean,
Sorry,
I think
it was right there. It was right there. Like,
and I missed it. I
did.
100% missed it. This is all on you. I missed this one.
Oh,
But
okay.
yes, we are. If anybody knows our show, they will know that we are a fan of girthy rolls.
Yep, we are.
So yes, and hashtag girthy rolls in the chat. Yes, represent.
They're onto us.
All right, so Josh Gooding 37 says he's got three answers for us. GURPS. I don't know how much that falls into the lesser known category, but we'll let it slide. It's highly customizable and easy enough to learn. Community is small with a few decent content creators. Unfortunately, bigots seem to like the system, but they don't own it. Utopia is customizable and simple and very new. And Ars Magica, fascinating game design, but limited scope. All right, so moving over to Mastodon now, we've got Kenan, who says, I'm probably a bit biased, but the Tension engine, which runs Party First and a few others, D6 dice pools with opposed rolls, focuses on building / breaking cinematic tension through a meta currency system. I'm intrigued by that. I will be checking it out after the show. Okay, next up, our very own Craig, Tezrak the Imp Slayer. Dogs. It is the system behind Lumpley Games, now no longer in print supported, Dogs in the Vineyard. And DOGS stands for Dice Pool and Moral Predicament-based generic role-playing system. That is new to me. Never heard of it at all.
Yeah, no. Leave it to Craig to pull something so. What is it? Dogs?
Dogs. And it is dice pool and moral with the O in dogs. Generic role playing system.
I should have known better than to just Google dogs.
Yeah.
I Googled dogs, like, oh, puppies.
Yeah. Please tell me you Googled dogs roleplay.
No, just dogs.
Because that's going to give you some results.
That's gonna give me some trauma.
That's going to give you some results. 40 pages of people role playing as dogs.
Okay, but you say that. However,
Do you think that's a kink?
No, I think that's literally World of the Apocalypse. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, right, possibly.
Although, blanket disclaimer though, that's not a hate statement. I actually very much so want to get play that. I bought the PDF, so like it's on my list of things I want to play. Yeah.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want some World of Darkness in my life because I've got a concept for a game.
Oh.
Yeah. But I need to know how to play Vampire first.
Oh, yeah, I've been like needy for some World of Darkness, and I didn't even realize it, but it's always on the forefront of my brain. I'll be thinking about something in like vampires. I'll be thinking about something in werewolves. I'm going, can someone just run a game for me? Like, I really just want to play World of Darkness. But that's a conversation we can have later in the show about table chemistry. But we'll get there.
We will talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So next up, we've got Fern Milton. Who is
what an awesome name, by the way.
Fern Milton Cobble Sprite.
I love that.
Over on Blue Sky says, so many, not including my own ones. I'd love to see more love for Arc and Inspirals and also Runecairn. Steve Ashby says, Dread. It's made for one-shots, so it's a great game to introduce new people to the hobby. It also uses a Jenga tower for its resolution mechanic. That keeps it low cost and easy to understand. The fear of knocking over the tower also helps naturally build tension within the session. Stefan from 13th Moon Games says, biased, but Covenant Crucible. Not just because we wrote it, but because I feel the mechanics are super supportive of collaborative storytelling and makes combat gritty and scary. We love a bit of Covenant Crucible on this show. This is a Covenant Crucible house.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And this
you're not bringing your shit
Crucible.
from other... No, Covenant Crucible. We are very much fans of.
Yeah. We actually have a game coming up in the Atlas Discord server that I'm super excited about because I'm pretty sure last time we left off, I threw a trash dumpster at a ghost. No, that's 2 sessions ago, but still, I need to have a conversation with that ghost.
Yeah, I definitely need to get some more Covenant Crucible under the belt. I do want to run Covenant Crucible.
Yeah, same, actually.
I feel like it's a system that I would get along with pretty well.
I am waiting for their Kickstarter that just got funded. I'm waiting for that because I'm actually debating using Covenant Crucible for what I was just talking about, my Bright story.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to actually use their once they have all their extra special races in. I'm going to use that and test it on my table at home.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that I'm thinking that Covenant Crucible would work for, and I've got I've got a story in my mind about a certain. I can't really reveal too much.
Yeah,
but I've got a particular sort of story and a particular sort of bad guy in mind, which would really fit Covenant Crucible well. So I'm definitely thinking about it.
Just because I am bad guy doesn't mean I am bad guy.
Exactly. I need to rewatch that.
It's so good.
I watched it when my son was a baby. I watched it religiously.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids shows out there and kids movies that are like, oh yeah, that's so good, so good. But like Wreck-It Ralph is a whole nother level of good.
Yeah, I mean, there
Yeah.
are a few like kids films which I will fucking swear by. Wreck-It Ralph is one of them.
Yep.
Mitchell's versus the Machines is another.
So good. Surprisingly
Oh,
good. I was not
fucking
expecting
funny.
that.
So funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Yeah. So this is our other podcast, Kids Movies.
No, that's yours. I'll just pop in every now and then. I don't know enough. I just know a few.
Yeah, once again, we watched a few episodes of Bluey over the weekend with my kids, and that episode, the sign came on, and I'm fucking tearing. I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ, not again!"
The very
I've seen it
first
17
time,
times.
it's either the first time that I saw the show or the first time I was on the show with you and Justin. You guys were talking about making a Bluey system. Like that was my first impression of you.
I
Like,
still want to do it.
Yeah, this is first impression. Bluey TTRPG, and I'm like,
I still want to do a Bluey TTRPG. I 100% want to do it. We just can't call it Bluey until I get the rights sorted.
You have to call it
Ready.
Yeah, that's good.
Greenie.
Purpley.
Legally distinct blue-coloured dog.
Orangey.
They won't be Australian. They'll be English.
Azuli. There you go.
That could work.
See?
That could work.
I have ideas.
As far as legally distinct is concerned, that could work.
Exactly.
So, speaking of Covenant Crucible, would you should have taken a minute now to say a quick hello to people that support the show and people that we like to support and promote as well. So 13th Moon Games, it's a family-run indie game company out of Wyoming, USA, that created the tabletop role-playing game Covenant Crucible. It's a game of modern-day witchcraft. If you can imagine the last Witch Hunter and the John Wick movies kind of got together and had a very pretty baby, Covenant Crucible would be it. They've just gone and kickstarted a new edition. It's looking fantastic. I cannot wait. I've pledged like a motherfucker. And you should do so, even though the drive is over. Go and give them money because money makes more games like this. Yes. And Covenant Crucible is definitely a game that you want to support.
It's a lot of fun.
Also, step into a universe where fandoms collide. Welcome to Critting the Nerdverse. Sorry, Critting the Nerdverse is our thing. Welcome to Crossing the Nerdverse. It's your ultimate portal to all things geeky and glorious. Whether you're into comics, gaming, or sci-fi, we've got you covered. Discover exclusive interviews, epic debates, and insider tips from your favorite creators. Join the adventure at crossingthenerdverse.com. Also, help us out, support us, tell your friends about us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go to our merch store, buy some cool merch, or just give us a coffee every now and again. Go to Ko-fi, give us a one-time donation, or if you're feeling exceptionally generous, join our $3 a month tier where you get exclusive access to the show and to us, and you will help shape the future of the show, which happens exclusively in the Traveler's Chalice. Atlas and I don't have behind-the-scenes conversations. No. It happens with people who are listeners and supporters of the show. So come be a part of that.
We don't have weekly or monthly meetings. It's like, all right, so the show's status is this, and
we don't talk outside of
no, we don't. Like, we talk in our Discord server with y'all. That's it.
We talk in the Discord server.
John's like, what if we do this? I'm like, what if we do this? And I was like, yeah, and then we do it. It's how it goes.
and then people in the Discord will go, nah, that's not a good idea. It's like, okay. The latest one has been Stefan and I coming up with random business ideas.
Yeah, I stay out of that one.
That was fucking brilliant. That was brilliant. So Stefan posted about was it a bar? Let's have a look. I need to bring this up because Chris.
Was this the taters one?
Yes, where it was like body shots, but instead of alcohol, it's tater tots.
He had sent that to me, and then I saw it somewhere else, and then I saw like he wanted that to happen because I saw it like 2 or 3 different places, and I'm like, "What the hell, Stefan?"
No, but that's fucking brilliant.
There it is, body tots.
There we go. And
Body
that's what
tots.
it got us on the topic, because I started saying there's a lot of things as a non-drinker, as a teetotal person.
Yeah, same.
There's a lot of things that are intimately tied to alcohol, which don't necessarily have to be. And I think there's a market for non-alcoholic adult entertainment, as it were. You know, even stuff like, I don't know, there's an axe throwing bar in our city
Yeah,
where you
those are
go, you
so
have a few
cool.
drinks, but you don't necessarily need the alcohol for that. You can just go and have these activities.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, listener of the show, Chris, he suggested a tabletop role and board game
Oh yeah.
adult bar, like strip bar, and he wanted to call it Titty RPGs, which is
So
fucking genius.
we got body tots, which I just see that Curly in the chat said tater shots. Get your tater shots at body tots.
And yeah,
Brilliant.
you
I love
can't
it.
you can't fault that genius, man.
I do not drink either, and so for my 21st birthday, one of my dear friends who is on the show occasionally, not on the show, but Desi, our dear friend Desi.
Yeah, we know Desi. We love Desi.
Yeah. I turned 21 and she came into the studio in college, my good old college years. I'm working in the studio and everything's fine. She pops open this this Tupperware container with 21 shot glasses of cornbread.
Why the fuck not?
It was the best thing ever. Like, I was like, Alice, we need to go get shots. Alice, we need to go take you drinking. And she's like, no, I know where it is. And I'm like, yes. And that's she's solid. She's solid.
No, that's what you need.
We love Desi. Yeah.
That's the support you need. So yeah, come and join us in the Traveler's Challenge for weird and wonderful conversations like that. You know,
Absolutely
that's
weird.
not all we talk about, but that's a lot of it. But yeah, come and join us. All right, so you wanted to ask me something. We started the show, and before we actually went online, you went, I've got a question to ask you.
I do have a question to ask you. And it's actually interesting because we touched on it a little bit during the show without realizing it.
I do touch things without realizing them.
Yeah, well, our GM Darth Oldius, aka Rob, gave Craig last night permission to touch himself, and I was like, "I'm out." He's like, "Yeah, you can touch."
To be fair, Craig does not need permission to touch himself.
Right? Yeah, but he was playing a very polite Canadian paladin, so like, don't you know? Where are we going with this?
Okay,
oh, right, yeah,
question.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, is there a game or a system that you so badly want to run and or play, but you just flat out know it will never happen because the table dynamics have to be just right? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can play a game with anybody, pick some strangers off the street. But I'm like, there are just some games that like, that like, like I'll give mine as an example, just so you know where I'm going with this. Bluebeard's Bride. I don't know if you've heard of it or not,
No.
but I found it. It was like Valentine's Day advertisement, which is really fucked up if you find out what that game's about. It's super dark, and I'm not talking like ooh gritty dark. Like it's got trigger warnings left, right, and sideways for anybody with any sort of like issues. Okay, and not in a light way. Like I read through it, and I'm like, oh, how is this a game? But it's very escape roomy and very horror movie vibed. I want to play it and run it so bad. I could never run it with my home table. They are not the people that would enjoy that kind of game, and I would never want to play it with strangers because I'm like, that's hard. Like you would have to know the people you're running for to play that correctly and pull that off as a DM correctly. Because to psychologically get there, you just have to know who you're running for. So I'm kind of like, I love that game. I will probably never play it because the chemistry of the table that would have to be built is so specific. And I'm just kind of curious if you've encountered that, even not even to that extreme, but that general concept.
I've encountered it personally with Coyote and Crow.
Oh, okay.
Only
Beautiful
because it's a gorgeous book.
Mm.
Only because I haven't found anyone that's gotten excited about it as I have. So it's I've told people, it's like, look, I've got this. It's Coyote and Crow, and they've kind of gone
gorgeous.
I think to a certain degree, I think it's a hard concept to kind of get your head around.
That's right.
it's what would have happened without colonialism and all this,
Mhm.
and I think it is quite a difficult concept for people to kind of not necessarily get their head around, but to get excited in, to get sort of, oh yeah, that'd be interesting to me.
Yeah.
Whereas to me, that seems fascinating. To me, that is like, okay, what if this had never happened?
Yeah.
How would these cultures have thrived, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there are criticisms to the game with it being very much idyllic, and I get it. Yeah, it's fine.
Mhm.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean that there can't be conflict. You can create
Yeah.
whatever conflict you want. And yeah, it's one I would struggle to find a table for.
Yeah. I too. I actually want to play that. As a, I don't know how to say this nicely, not be like a problem. I have a hard time playing any sort of other human race in games.
Yeah.
Um it's, I can't get past that for me, and not because like I couldn't, but because I feel like that's just not my place to do so. So I haven't read through the whole book, but I have looked at it, and just from the face like value of the game, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I'd be allowed to play that game, or if like it would be an issue if I played that game." So that's my hesitancy with that game. Anytime I see it, I'm like, it's beautiful, but ooh.
No,
Like
but
uh.
the the beauty of it is in
Mhm.
the game, it gives you guidance, it gives you advice
Does it?
on
Okay.
if you are Native American, this, enjoy the game by all means. If you
Yeah.
are not Native, these are the things you need to be careful of. These are
Okay.
the things that
Yeah.
can and will cause offense.
Okay.
So steer clear of that
That's
and you
good.
are
I'm
fine.
so happy they did that, because
Yeah,
that's been my biggest thing with that book is I'm like, I want to play that. It looks gorgeous, but I'm also like, oh, that's like walking around bear traps. I'm not sure I really want to like, but
yeah, I
yeah, if
mean,
they give advice, that's cool. That's very cool of the like the designers and editors to put that in there.
yeah, and another one I did want to mention.
Hmm.
I was going to actually bring this up at some point on our like John's Junk segment, which we all know you love the name of that.
It's okay.
So,
We're gonna do another segment. And it's gonna be Atlas's attic, so it'll balance it out, make it a little less dirty.
but everybody loves John's Junk. But I found one that I did look at, and I realized I couldn't really bring it to the show. But it's called Alice in the Dark. All right.
Mm,
It's a text-based tabletop, and tabletop in brackets, role-playing game about the disappearance of Alice. You know what? Fuck it. This will be John's Junk for today.
okay, there we go.
Um, about the disappearance of Alice, a young woman from the Black City of Silair in the Howling Rift region. The game's participants role-play the Blade Band in charge of finding Alice, using their phones as if they were radio communicators. This game is GM-less. It can last between 1 and 2 hours of play, and there's hardly any preparation. It's a combination between the games of Alice is Missing and Blades in the Dark.
Mm.
All right. So it contains inherently disturbing, shocking, and dark elements.
Oh, I like those.
Although the idea of the experience is that sinister that no one should ever hurt other people's mental and emotional health, whoever presents this game to the group should note the following points. It contains supernatural and superstitious elements. In addition, contains sensitive topics such as death, abandonment, abuse, violence, and despair. Includes mention and references to imprisonment, prostitution, homicide, pregnancy termination, drug use, torture, victim blaming, depression, suicide, war. So a real delightful bag there
Yeah.
of I want to play this game. And each participant is encouraged to express any concern, discomfort, and thingy. So basically, you communicate via your phone during this game.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a real. I mean, I can bring this up. I was going to actually present. That's why I've got nothing prepared
That's okay.
because I was going to
We
present
like
another
being in the
game.
spur of the moment. That's our energy.
But yes, it's intended for one session playthroughs, one shots, unless something unexpected happens. And yeah, it seems really interesting.
I
Not
see Alice is
necessarily.
missing all over the place. So this is interesting take on that.
I nearly got to play it.
Really?
Mistress Winter contacted me and went,
Mm.
I've got space for an Alice's Missing game. Are you in? And I was with the kids. It's like, unfortunately not.
Uh,
But yeah, hopefully next time. I
yeah,
do want to play it because
I do
apparently
too.
it
One of my,
is actually really good.
I'm pretty sure one of my players bought it. And it's so funny she bought it. And I was like, oh, you're going to run it for us? Like, that'd be awesome. Like, you kind of like ooching her way towards like, hey, you should run something if you want to run. She's like, no. I'm like, well, why'd you buy it then? She's like, I want to have it. I'm like, run the game. I want to play it. Run the game.
Just run the fucking game.
Right?
Do the raw.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
But yeah, it seems really interesting. So, unless absolutely necessary, you shouldn't communicate verbally with other participants.
So
You
wait, you're
should.
quiet the whole time?
Yup.
Oh, I
You'd
can't
be
play that game.
fucked.
I'd be so fucked.
There is no. We'd have to put you in a fucking box.
Duct tape. Just get some duct tape. Like,
Yeah.
Or I have some of those breathing mouth strips that were like really popular for a while. I can, just take my mouth shut. I'll be fine. It's okay.
So yeah, unless absolutely necessary, you shouldn't communicate verbally with other participants. You shouldn't send audio messages. You shouldn't send images, and you shouldn't send private messages. Anything you write in parentheses or out of character statements, you should only use them when necessary. Okay, for security reasons.
So just I need to make sure I'm understanding this game. We're all sitting in a room together in a circle on our phones, texting each other.
We don't necessarily have to be in a room together, but we can be.
Yeah, I'm fucked. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we can be. We can be, but we can also do it from the comfort of our own homes. For security reasons, you must use certain code names to participate in the line, the radio system of the Blade Band. Alice is the codename of Lamb, which will stay that way for quite some time. While not calling characters by their real names can come across as derogatory, disrespectful, or dehumanizing, you do so for their safety. And they give you the members of the Blade Band. And with like these character sheets to kind of indicate them. And a character sheet is just gives you some basic skills and some basic confessions. And then each participant must choose which of the members of the Blade Band they will roleplay. The character then chosen by the participant who has introduced the game is the leader of the Blade Band. They must create a chat group on a platform where everyone can participate. The chat group must be a new one and will eventually be deleted. From now on, we will call this group chat as the line. This seems really fucking involved.
It seems super involved for a game you don't even have to play together. Like, also, there needs to be a game or a yearly game, something, a goal of ours, where we have a game that we play that we know I'm going to suck at. And this can be our first one. Because this is going to, this would go so poorly that it would be so much fun. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, I don't think so, because obviously we're not in the same room together. So, I mean, because obviously here it says considerations. The time zones of other participants don't matter in your actions. Just keep in mind what your clock shows. The findings should not repeat themselves. So the first message will be written and sent by the leader. You can they give you a message to send off. Each member of the Blade Band must choose which of the 10 possible locations they will deploy to and communicate it through the line, for example. And from now on, you must use your skills to deliver the findings to the line. So it's quite involved.
That's super involved. That's like the problem is I'd get distracted. I'm bad enough at answering normal texts, I feel like. I'm that person that like I will type up a text and forget to send the send button. And then people are like, you never answered me. I'm like, yes, I did. Oh shit.
My thing is I'll send text to the wrong people.
Oh no.
So yeah, I may send like a text meant for this chat, which is disturbing, to my partner or something like that. It's like, oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, I my dad got a new text number because his company started paying for his phone, right? And he couldn't keep his old number because our entire family's phone numbers are back from Georgia. Like they're old numbers. And I texted my dad one day, but I didn't update his phone number. And it was this really sentimental daddy-daughter text. And the guy, I don't know who it was, but they texted me back and they're like, I don't think this is who you think this is. It's like, Dad? I was like, and the person just texts back, definitely not. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So I either made their day or absolutely scarred them. I'm not sure which one.
I've always wanted to receive something like that and just fuck the person.
It was so bad. It was bad.
It's never ever happened to me, but I want it to happen so bad. I mean, I just wait to receive that text and it'd be like, this is my moment.
Well, put your number at the bottom of the screen and we'll have all of our callers text you randomly and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not that fucking stupid.
I'm just saying, it could be fun.
My number is fuck you.
Yeah. I felt like I was like probably giving this person some complex, like my dad ran away to go get milk and never came back. It's
like, did you get the milk yet?
Yeah,
have you picked it up?
Milk yet?
It's been 15 years, Dad.
Home?
Dinner's getting cold.
Yeah, no, my dad makes me look calm, let me put it that way.
All right, so that is an impromptu Alice's
I like that.
Alice in the Dark.
Alice in the Dark.
And it is by Mundos Infinitos. So they've even got a Spanish version.
Hey, Azuli.
Yep. So I need to.
So what gaming plans do you have coming up?
Okay, so we have Pathfinder with GM Mistress Winter tomorrow. Where I think we're gonna kind of investigate more of the current quest that we're on, or get saddled with a new one. Characters have just leveled up, so it'll be a bit of a show and tell. On Wednesday, I have got Fabula Ultima, which is the start of the new arc, as it were.
Okay.
With a new party member. And my character just being a broken person, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And then because of other commitments, I'm not doing Abomination on Thursday. We're trying to figure out another day to do that, but if not, that'll be it for the week.
Yep. We have our Sunday night weekly game. I'm GMing tonight, which will be fun because my game keeps getting put off, and for valid reasons. But what was bad is that tonight we have horrible weather in upstate New York right now. Like it was snowing, icy, slushying earlier this morning, and now all of that is frozen over. So the road outside my house is just frozen, like stabby ice things sticking out of the road. What are those called? Icicles.
Stabby ice things. Cool.
Everyone knew what I was talking about. It's fine. How the hell am I a GM? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm supposed to run tonight, so we may have to be doing remote, which sucks. But I'm running game, damn it. Like I have not been able to run my game. We're at a pivotal point in the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm curious to see how the players respond to it. Last session they basically discovered that world history was written wrong, of course, because like what world history isn't written correctly.
Yeah, that is true.
The mass genocide involved all these things, so now they're gonna have to basically face this group of family members from one of the characters and basically be like, so everyone's been lying about this, but y'all knew the whole time. Like, what's going on with this? So it'll be fun. It's gonna be a heavy RP game tonight.
Nice. It's I always enjoyed those. I just kind of gave the players the reins and just went, you guys crack on. I'm gonna do my taxes or something.
Like I love the responsibility of being a GM, but I love like forming up a ball and then handing the ball off for the players to play with. I don't need to be in control the whole time. Like
I'm leaning more and more on player participation now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't necessarily have to have a description for every locale they visit. I'll go, okay, so where are you visiting? Tell me what it looks like. And I will riff off whatever they say. Okay, so there's a barmaid. Okay, right. I'll be the barmaid. You know,
Yeah.
and just kind of leave it with them because I enjoy that. I enjoy the back
Yeah.
and forth, and it gives me sort of the kick up the arse to kind of improv and get that side of the task done,
Yeah.
as opposed to having everything written down, which I do
I,
less and less now.
I'm gonna be honest, and it's actually kind of funny because Connell just brought it up in the chat, and it actually does have to do with the less and less thing, the butterfly thing. The genocide in my storyline was prefigured out. That's part of the storyline. It's always been part
Mm.
of the storyline. One of the players was seeing red butterflies in their vision. And it was one of those things where they're hallucinating red butterflies, and they keep seeing these butterflies everywhere. And these butterflies are local to another character's hometown, basically their home mountain range.
Yeah,
And it was just weird because like suddenly this prophet like character is seeing red butterflies, so like, oh, that means we have to go to your hometown. I didn't push that at all. I was just like, okay, yeah, you guys want to go there, y'all can go there. But in doing so, they found out the red butterflies are actually like I can't say too much because I haven't figured it all out, and one of them's in the chat. But the
yeah.
red butterflies represent the souls of the lost
Okay.
species in the genocide. And when they put that together, they were so geeked out. And I had nothing. They did that all on their own. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Like I love it. I love it. Let the players do their
I
shit.
I had the opposite happen on Wednesday. They did the agents did a Google search about a name that they saw,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned out that this particular name was a fictional company used in HR prompts and HR videos and HR writings, and some of the writings that they kind of found, the examples of it were of some NPCs that they'd kind of met and recognized. And it would be, so this NPC has had a dispute at work and blah, 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 all this, because this is meant to be all in this fictional company. And at the bottom of it, it says, okay, pick a character and use their real name
Mm.
and put that in. And I did. And the player didn't recognize his character's name.
Jesus.
So I then had to send him a text just to kind of go, do you want to just go ahead and give me that that sanity check if you wouldn't mind? Just
That's good.
and you saw him go. I quickly roll. He just is. I didn't. He said because the agents are using code names
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
referred to the entire game as their
Yep.
code name. He said I didn't recognize my own name.
I can't blame him for that. As funny as that is, I was playing Shadowrun. Yeah, Shadowrun, and her call name was North. Everyone called her North. So when her real name, I think it was like Isolde or something, got brought up, I remember like looking Connell straight in the face, and he's like, "Yeah, Isolde." I'm like, "Oh, like, right? It's my character. I'm playing her." You get so used to code names, man. Code names are a thing. It's a whole ordeal. It's a whole thing. We had another like, oh, that's me moment. Connell has in the last year or two, he's run us through some interesting fantasy games. Some of them were Pathfinder, some of them were Savage Worlds, but like we weren't really satisfied with any of the systems with the setting. And very, very, very long story short, he did what he did with his Mutants and Masterminds game, where he did a multiverse, like
Yeah,
blended the stories together. He did that. It was really fucking cool. Last game, we found out that all three of these games, which one was like an alchemy punk, one was a pirate, and then the current high fantasy, are just different centuries of the
yeah.
same like
Oh, that's cool.
continent. It was super cool. So when he started the game, I knew he was doing it, and a player that wasn't there, she knew it was going to happen. But I'm watching the boys as Connell is explaining the scene, opening the scene, and they assumed they knew which characters they were playing. But as it continued, they were like, wait a minute, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Like it was really, really cool to watch that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm me, just different.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I mean
Yeah.
that is the vampire thing that I'm wanting to do
Mm-hmm.
is I'm a big fan of the Lost Boys
Oh,
movie and
yeah.
absolutely fucking love it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like if I'm doing a vampire game, that's what I'm kind of gonna roughly base on. I'm gonna like have a Lost Boys sort of clan, but what I want to do
Yep.
is I want to run different arcs of the game during a campaign, but each arc will be in a specific moment in history.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So I like, for example, medieval times.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do 150 years later, where it'd probably be the Great
Yeah.
Fire of London.
I like that.
And then maybe 100 years later, it'll be World War One, and then World War Two, and then the Cold War, perhaps. And, just all these different sort
Yeah.
of like specific specific moments in time that I kind of want to capture. And
Mm.
I think that'd be cool, but I need to learn how to play the fucking game before
Yeah.
I start
Minor
writing
detail.
anything like that.
I'm in the same boat. I played one shot of Household, and I understand the game, but like I need to finesse my
Yeah.
understanding of the game. But my brain is already like in this storyline, and then I'm like, stop it, just
I think
stop
the problem I'm finding is that I've got so many ideas that
Yeah.
I can't commit to one.
Mm,
So it won't be until my Delta Green table and I sit down and go, what are we doing next? Then
oh yeah.
I will kind of go, right, this is what I need to focus on. Because I want to do the
Yeah.
multi, like the whole world thing where I've got different campaigns, and I'm thinking of Forged in the Dark for that.
Yeah.
I want to do a Savage Pathfinder.
Yep. Well, hey,
Because
if you ever want to experiment with gaming, and this is a little bit of a selfless plug here, we're opening up the closed door games over at the Atlas Adventures server. Like I think every other week in March there's a game being run. It's not televised, it's not recorded. It's literally just a
yeah.
bunch of friends getting together and experimenting with games that they haven't had a chance to play or run. And so there's no pressure of like, oh, it has to be spotted. It's kind of like we're gonna ballpark this. See how it
No, I
goes.
mean, I think I'll probably take you
Yeah.
up on that
Yeah. So
because
just
that's
hop
what I
in.
want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try these systems out. I definitely want to try Savage Worlds because
Yeah.
I think it will give me a lot of play because
Mhm.
where it is designed for multiple settings, I think I'll be able to
Yeah.
do a lot with it.
Mhm.
And Savage Pathfinder, I've got some old first edition
Yeah.
Pathfinder adventure paths that I've always kind of looked into running, and just doing it loosely using Savage Pathfinder would be fucking ideal.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
I've got Savage World. You wanted to do like a Wild West, didn't you?
Randomly, it hit me out of nowhere. Yesterday, I was like, oh, I want to be a cowboy.
Okay,
It's
so
just like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but it was just like out of nowhere.
okay, let me know what games, when games are being played,
Yeah.
and I'll set up deadlines.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not like I said, there's no pressure. It's not recorded. It's not even like oh, we're casting for a table. It's literally a safe place for people to experiment with rules and games that they haven't done. It's just chill. It's very
No,
chill, no
I'm up for that.
expectations. Like it's fun. That's what last night was. Tales of the Valiant. We were dying laughing. Like I'm gonna end up murdering Connell, but other than that, it was so much fun. Like, well, actually,
No, I mean, yeah, I'd be up for that.
yeah,
Obviously, it will have to work around when I've got the kids, because
obviously,
obviously I won't be able to play when I have
yeah,
them, but
mhm,
I'll be able to set
yeah,
something up.
absolutely.
All right, and I do believe that's about all we've got time for tonight.
All right.
Just I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's joined us down in the chat. It's been absolutely amazing to see you
So good
guys.
seeing
We
everybody.
love you so much, and thank you for all your support. Thank you to you for joining me this evening. If you want
Oh
to
yeah.
tell people whereabouts on Tinterwebs they can find you,
Where am I? I'm
where are you?
on I would say primarily TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Atlas Ursa, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. Bear
All right.
Ursa.
As for me, you can find me at Natural Juan at dice.cam. You can find me Natural Juan on Blue Sky and on Threads. You can catch up at everything we do at 2legit2crit.com and follow my blog posts, which come out weekly. I don't know how I've done so many like consecutively and not run out of ideas, but I'm enjoying doing it. It's me. It's, I'm stretching my fucking creative legs, as it were. And I always try to do it with a hint of humor, or just humor stooped without. But you can find us on there. You can keep up with everything we're doing. You can check out our merch store. You can also support us on Ko-fi, whether that's a one-time thing or whether you want to do the $3 a month tier and come join us in the challenge where you will help direct the show, where you will help us make decisions about where we want to take the show. But most importantly of all, thank you to everyone who's taken time out of their busy day to listen to two idiots waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.